I mean, the show's lasted so much longer than they originally predicted. Do you think that these last few seasons have taken it a totally different direction than you ever would have anticipated?
Yeah, always. I think there's been a return to what works in the show. The last couple of years we returned to what, Angels and Demons and the brothers story in a way that's reminiscent of the early days of the show, I think, and I think it's had a really good impact, wonderful impact on the show. I mean, once you get to the end of a 5-year arc with Kripke's concept, it's very, very difficult to steer that around. I think Sarah did an amazing job to actually just keep the show going and to try to get it to be a continuum of something that had a very finite ending, really. And it takes a while to steer that ship round, and then to have Jeremy come in and revert it to it's almost like a version of its original piece, I just think is absolutely brilliant, so clever. And I think they've been very protective of what it is that we love about the show, what we all love about the show. I think they've been very, you can tell it's been done with a lot of care and a lot of passion. It's not just, how do we get through another 5 episodes? It's what do we really want to say here, and what does it really want to be? And that's why it's so much fun to do, and that's why it's fun to find out what happens as opposed to either guess or play with it in that way. But it is what it is. It's wonderful. You're still watching it?
Absolutely.
Well,
no matter what I say.
There's a lot of other shows that are coming out soon that have a very similar supernatural kind of component. I'm just curious, what role has Supernatural played in this sort of ripple effect in the genre?
I have no idea. Genuinely no idea. I don't know that. I mean, what do you think is the role that it's played in the genre?
Well, I think from a business perspective, like looking at the show and seeing the longevity and seeing that the fans are sticking around, certainly, I mean,
the fans are amazing on the show. The fans are absolutely extraordinary on the show, as they were for Firefly, as they were for Battlestar,
right.
and Breaking Bad, and The L Word, and anything that was of quality television, Sopranos. Different types of genres and different types of expression of fandom, but I mean, ours are a very vocal, very collective unit, which is kind of fantastic. But still, the better the TV is, the more fans there are, and the better the fans are.
But there's a lot of fans showing up for Supernatural, so other networks have to look at that.
Maybe an answer to your question was, why did they do the original Battlestar Galactica? And that's because there were a huge amount of fans for Star Wars.
Right.
And why did the original Battlestar Galactica not have a hit the way, perhaps, certainly not critically, a hit the way the second Battlestar Galactica did? Mm-hmm. It's because there's ways of creating things. If you create something with passion and heart, it can be infectious. I mean, as long as you've then got to have the luck of being able to get it on air, keep it on air, get people to see it. But the issue you get to is when something's done from any, not that I'm saying any of the things that I mentioned have ever been done from cynicism, but if something is done with a slightly cynical edge, it doesn't tend to stick with fans very well. And I think the marketing and the business sides of television are very aware that you can't con people into watching something. They either love it or they don't. And I think our position, I think that the best props you can give Jeremy and Bob and Adam and everybody else and all the great writers on the show is that they care enough about the show to protect the show, to and still they'll try we wouldn't have the French Mistake without giving it a go. It's something strange. I mean, there are standalones we've done that are fantastic. There's some that are not as good, but our audience has always been very forgiving as long as the story propels forward, as long as we're putting as much passion and heart into it as possible. And I'll tell you, I work with 3 other principals and hundreds of other people who on a daily basis go to try to make the absolute very best television that they can make. It's not a cynical or a tongue-in-cheek. As much fun as we have, it's not a tongue-in-cheek exercise. It's an exercise in love and kindness and consideration for fans and for each other. I mean, it's an incredibly supportive group. There's no nicer place to go to work. There's no nicer place to go to work. And I've worked on some amazing sets in my time. It's special. I know Warner's knows it's special. I know the CW knows it's special. I know the fans know it's special. I know Comic-Con knows it's special. I know it's special. And you can't manufacture it. It is.
Mm-hmm.
What would you like? Sorry.
But it's a ride, you know. It's a ride. It's all a ride, and you come with us on the ride. We haven't let you down so far, right? True. That's the way to look at it, you know. The minutia, who wears what hat, how long do they wear it for, how big is the hat? It's not really very important. Grill the guy with glasses. He'll tell you that stuff.
What would you like to say to fans who are watching this video?
Thank you.
Are there any plans